There's a corner in my studio which is home to a very decorative Copic case. But I'm afraid that's all it is for years now, just decorative. Because I have in fact not used them for 10 years. When I built this case out of cardboard, my hope was I would start using them again since they would be no longer hidden in a box and easy to access. But that didn't work out so well, did it now? I mean, when I pulled out the box for the video, they were literally covered in dust. But this will change today. Luckily, I still have some marker paper and I already prepared a sketch for which I'll use my Sakura Microns to draw the outlines. The paper is super thin, so this can be done easily without needing a light table. Alright, the outlines are finished and we're ready to use some Copics. I'm jumping right into using them without doing any swatches, so I have no idea which ones may be dried out or not. So we have some thrill in the video, I guess. Okay, full disclosure though, I did in fact use some of my grey Copics for Inktober a couple of years ago. But for those I have refills, so I'm counting them kinda out right now. But why didn't I use my markers for 10 years? There was a time in my life when Copics were all the rage, when I thought I needed them in order to become a famous manga artist. Because all the artists I look up to were using them for their work. When I was in art school, I had an extra class for learning how to use them. But to be completely honest, I never really did enjoy using them. I found them to be kinda stressful and I never had the feeling that I could control them like I wanted to. Why did I keep them, you ask? Well, because they're so freaking expensive. But also a lot of them were given to me by my friend Tom and I didn't want to give away such a generous gift. By the way, he's the genius co-author of our comic book Sunshine Chronicles, which you can get in my Etsy shop. Okay, back to the main event. Let's talk about the character for a second. I named him the Doughnut Knight. I thought a candy theme might give me a lot of flexibility in my color choices, to test as many markers as I could. I have to say, starting with that pink really impressed me. This one is as juicy as on day one. By the way, I didn't use them for 10 years, but some of those markers are much older than 10 years. I bought my first Copics when I was 18 years old, and that's been a while. I'm laying down the first layer of color to get a feel for what my palette is going to be. And so far, I gotta say, those markers going down perfect. The green I chose for the pants is a bit patchy, and sadly the one I used for the sword's aura was weirdly sticky and color-wise just awful. But overall, they're pretty much fine. Oh, this little accidental line happened when I tried strapping the camera to my hand for some action shots while outlining. The shots turned out quite cool, but I could barely draw with the additional weight on my hand. Time for rendering! And here comes the part I always struggle with. I managed to lay down shadows and show some volume to a certain amount, but it always feels unfinished and flat to me. And that's why you see me cheating hardcore in a second, using my colored pencil to give it a little bit more depth. For the finishing touches, I'm using a white gel pen to give it some highlights and shine. And there we go. I finished an illustration and didn't even run into one unusable marker. But I didn't use them all, in fact not even half. So in the end I did some swatching and I did find some dead markers. These poor guys. I read online that you can revive dead markers with hand sanitizer, so I gave that a quick try. It kinda worked out, but I wouldn't recommend doing that if you wanna use them for serious coloring again. Alright, Out of 108 markers, only 4 were unusable. I think that's not bad at all. It was fun using them again, and I think I'll make some more illustrations with them. Maybe even work through a couple of tutorials to improve my Copic skills. If you want to color in my Doughnut night, you can download the outlines for free at my Ko-fi page. And please tag me if you do so I can see your color choices. Alright, thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one. Bye!